And so we are the most complex, interconnected ecosystem on the planet. We call that human. To be human is not a species. To be human is to be an ecosystem. If your ecosystem starts to fail in its diversity and connectivity, you're going to have symptoms. And that might be gut symptoms, it might be brain fog, it might be chronic fatigue, it might be sleep disorder, it might be poor sex drive, it may be infertility, it may be major depression, it might be chronic pain syndromes. They're all relating back to exactly the same root. You've become disconnected from nature. And so, absolutely, that gut problem can walk out and begin again by lying under the tree. And by breathing on the surface of the earth, you start to immediately diversify the flora and fauna inside your body. And so lay back down on that grass, lay there and let the skin touch the earth. Get up and then go garden for a little bit. Pull some weeds from the driveway instead of spraying chemicals on them. Get your hands dirty instead of putting rubber gloves on. Actually get the dirt between your fingers. Get the dirt under your fingernails. If you're not getting dirty, and you're going to continue to live into the sterility of inhumanity. Inhumanity comes out of disconnect from biodiversity. We do this by war as an end expression of it, but ultimately it's isolationism. It's the sterilization of the human experience that leads to destruction and disease. And so it doesn't matter which symptom you're experiencing, I guarantee you the tree is the beginning. And laying down under that tree will take you back to a memory of perhaps why you're here on the planet and what you're here to express. The only thing humans have done that has caused absolutely no harm is our art. Find your art and do that. Find your art. Is that creating companies? Is that creating, paintings on the wall? Is that creating a new piece of music? Is that creating new relationships with children down the street at the elementary school that desperately needs help because there's so many autistic children that need to be sat with? Are you willing to sit with a child who has an extreme intelligence that is not allowing them to be programmed with the beliefs that you came to be programmed with? Would you be willing to humble yourself to sit before that autistic child and figure out what's actually real? That child will show you. Are you willing to go sit with an elder that's isolated and alone in a nursing home this weekend? Volunteer at a nursing home and hold somebody's hand for an hour once a month, twice a year. Start somewhere and hold somebody's hand in the last few months of their life and ask them for their stories. What do you remember? And in those stories, see something of your own life and realize you are speeding past life with a cell phone in your hand. Dig back in and hold the hand of an elder that has never known a cell phone, and you'll find wisdom that you can't even imagine in your current distracted state. And so there's an opportunity for us to learn from those that are still connected to nature, which are our children, which are our elders, which are our indigenous communities around the world. We have the opportunity to remember, and no judgment on the journey. If you're part of the mass of humanity that's going to walk off the cliff in a state of numbness, that's what you're here to do too. I don't understand what those billions of souls are here to do, but they're still in purpose. They're not outside of nature. And so if I die distracted and drugged up and everything, it doesn't mean I didn't have great purpose in this human experiment. I did something beyond my imagination to add to the energetics of souls that are letting go of bodies that will transmute the elements once more as I go back into the ground. You're all here on purpose. There's no way for you to not be in your purpose, but it sure does feel better when you can see the forest for the trees, when you can see the beauty that's coursing through you out to the world around you. And when you can realize that it is so simple to receive and it is so difficult to do. Stop the doing, start receiving, be more still, come out of your heart, stop trying to connect to humans to get some sort of reassurance. You're all dying alone. You all came in alone. Your identity didn't need other people. Your identity as I am, it is complete. You are complete right now. It is only a mental construct of your incompleteness that drives you to the insanity that you feel beneath the skin. Let go of that story. You are complete. You are the I am. The oak tree in the backyard will get you there.
That creativity you talked about is the closest we get to God, right? And the thing you talked about before where the egg goes blind or the immune system has to go blind to the egg, um, that's creation. And that's why going to art or creativity is birth.
Creation, it's birth.
So I think that's really important for people. I think a lot of people forget to be creative in any kind of way, um, and what can come from that, because that's
If
light.
somebody, yeah, exactly. If somebody's on an infertility journey and is struggling to become pregnant, just remember how much you're birthing every second. Every millionth of a second you've rebirthed yourself, you are a fertile being. You keep rebirthing you. You are the original child that you brought in. Your soul knit that thing together. Your mom couldn't even see the process. She certainly didn't make you. You created yourself. You created the imprint and you created the template by which one cell would divide 70 trillion cells, and each of those cells would migrate to some three-dimensional map that you put together. You devised the three-dimensional system in which you would self-express as a finite being. That's fascinating to me. You are the mother and father you've been wishing for. You are the lover. You are the one that will birth you again and again and again from the masculine and feminine within you. You have to be balanced in the masculine and feminine, or you would not have succeeded to become an embryo, let alone a human being walking the planet. You are complete. It's impossible you're not, else you would not have self-completed in the womb. And so in that completeness, allow yourself to start birthing, just as Maria's saying here. How exciting that you can birth a poem today. How exciting you could sit down at an instrument and birth a new set of chords, a new chord progression that you've never played before. How exciting that you could sit and have a conversation that's never been had before with somebody at the dinner table tonight. There's so much birthing through you all the time, and if you start to acknowledge how much life force and how much creativity coming in, you will tap into God to find out you are God. If God is the creator and the source of everything, you must be it, because look what's being created through you. And so this is really this powerful moment of, wow, it is everything. If there is something called God, it is everything. How could it something be outside of that? It is everything. And you are part of this creative energy, because we have so much evidence that you are one of the most creative species that's ever lived, because you are an ecosystem. Nature is creating through a human being that is willing to surrender itself to the creative process of Mother Earth. I am an ancient soul, not from Earth. I am an ancient soul that then manifests a biologic body, manifests from the minerals and elements of this periodic chart that this earth is expressed, the water that this earth is carried. I now manifest a life from. And in that water, I hold the memory of earth. And in my memory of self, I have iterations of the whole human story. And in that, I can find something of the reason why humans would be put here to do our art. And maybe that's to plant a garden today and let something birth out of the soil system that I've surrendered. I've surrendered the seed in the soil, interested in and curious to see if it will bring forth life if nature chooses to do that. I place seeds within my belly through making love to the environment, and within myself, there's this new seed of idea that comes, and I will birth again today something that didn't exist yesterday, because I'm seeding myself constantly with the nature around me. And a lot of that nature is humans. Humans are a powerful inspiration for more creativity. And this is why we create bands instead of just all singing our own songs. It's so interesting to play an instrument next to somebody else's instrument. Your mind is a beautiful instrument. Your heart is a beautiful instrument. You'll be able to play them both eloquently when you stop trying to be inside the instrument. Step out of the instruments, live in your state of stillness, find the I am under the tree, and then play the song. And with it, playing those instruments, you're going to find out it sounds really damn good in a symphony. And you're going to find that constellation of souls that wants to create with you and is having the same inspiration towards the same vision to create a world together. That is possible. We are not doing it at all right now, and that can maybe bring us to the necessary level of despair that we need for us to surrender completely. The world is desperately exhausted of war. So through these cycles of genocide that we've seen, we have these patterns where we become the victim, and then we become the perpetrator, and then we step in as the savior to complete this very stable structure in human history. And so my ancestors participated in the massive extinction or near extinction of through the genocide of 100 million peoples that lived on Turtle Island, which was the name before this continent would become the United States. And so we did that out incredible perpetration of horror out of this deep victimization that happened out of the perpetration of European empires against its people and all of this. And all the way back, my Celtic ancestors were the first genocided by the Roman Empire. over just a year and a half's time. 2/3 of the population were wiped out by sword and axe. And so these horrible patterns, thousands of years later, keep repeating themselves in deeper and deeper expressions. And so when we look at a modern Gaza and Israel, it's just a reverberation that's getting louder and louder as we continue to percuss this wound of this abandonment from nature that is humanity. And so while it might just be your gut bothering you right now or your lack of sleep, go out under the tree and begin the journey of healing the entire human tree, because we can actually let go of all of it as we be seen by the oak tree in the backyard. The ancestral trauma that is stored in the genomics of a human can actually erase itself with enough reconnection in nature. I'm very convinced of this, that we do have a path forward out of extinction if we will reconnect deep enough and with enough beauty and resilience for what we have unfolding inside of our hearts and our minds. But we can't witness it until we've gotten into the still space, that still space of listening and witnessing the beauty within us.
Something just came to me when you were saying that I hope is useful or helpful, but I really think the only way we can really do that is if we simplify. I was in New York just recently and it just started hitting me at breakfast with my friend. I'm like, oh my God, we oscillate between consumerism and running. It's either chasing an experience for that high or buying something for the high. And so we're always looking at, we don't have it right because whatever we're being marketed, you need this or you need that. This front porch needs to look like this. Your bedroom needs to look like that. Whatever it is, we're always in lack. Like whatever you have to do to simplify your life down to a place where you can actually be there is really the way to do things. And I think that our lives are just not set up for us to sit under that tree for an hour because we're so worried about making enough to keep up with everything. So if we really look at it, we probably need to be downsizing and simplifying our lives to a place where that's an easy thing to do.
Hey, Heal Squad. We have been on quite the journey together, and we're hearing from so many of you just how much this show is helping you heal and get better, and it makes us feel so good. We love, love, love it, and we just ask that you don't keep it to yourself. Spread the message and share the show or your favorite episode with your friends. And if you want to help us even more, you can leave us a 5-star rating and a comment on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and follow us on Instagram at Heal Squad. You can also DM us anytime because we love connecting with you. And finally, you can also join us on Patreon for our monthly live heal events with world-class healers and ad-free episodes exclusive only to Patreon and our Super Heal Squad for as little as $10 a month. So go to patreon.com/Heal Squad to join. Getting better isn't easy, friends, but as I say all the time, it's a whole lot easier if we can do it together. We love you all so much, and we love doing this thing called life with you.
This podcast and all related content published or distributed by or on behalf of Maria Menounos or mariamenounos.com is for informational purposes only and may include information that is general in nature and that is not specific to you. Any information or opinions expressed or contained herein are not intended to serve as or replace medical advice, nor to diagnose, prescribe, or treat any disease, condition, illness, or injury, and you should consult the healthcare professional of your choice regarding all matters concerning your health, including before beginning any exercise, weight loss, or healthcare program. If you have or suspect you may have a healthcare emergency, please contact a qualified healthcare professional for treatment. Any information or opinions provided by a guest expert or host featured within website or on company's podcast are their own, not those of Maria Menounos or the company. Accordingly, Maria Menounos and the company cannot be responsible for any results or consequences or actions you may take based on information or opinions.